Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Trust you're doing well. I can't tell. Drop me a note. Let me know how you're doing because this is really important. This is virtually important for folks. And you know what? Some people might actually get concerned. I might actually get a reprimand letter from like an attorney saying, don't say things like this. But I'm saying it anyways, okay? Because it's important. It's important for everybody here. I am so grateful to be able to bring this message to you today beyond belief. You see, over the weekend, as has been explained to me by many a physician, I shouldn't be able to do this. In fact, I should probably be somewhere around room temperature. Yes, indeed, folks. You know, yesterday I sent a note out to my team, and I got pretty emotional about it. So today I'm more emotionally equipped to be able to bring this message to everybody. Okay. You see, 8 years ago, I had a stent put in my heart, and it was something that took doctors like 3 weeks to uncover what the heck was going on. I was training again as an age group athlete, thinking, okay, I'm going to be coming up on 60. That's kind of cool. And I got down somewhere below 19 minutes for 5K, and I was like on my way. But I kept experiencing this issue at total rest. And you know, one thing after another, and going to warp factor 10 and all these tests and things, they finally discovered that what I had was a 95% blockage or occlusion of my left descending artery, in other words, the widowmaker. There. That's not supposed, you're not supposed to be able to run 19 below and below minutes for 5K and have that sort of lack of circulation there. And as they found out when they were doing it and they were putting in the stent, that things were very pliable, easy, opening up, that sort of thing. And there were no other indicators, no other cofactors except this thing. And as we looked at it, as I continue to look at it through the years, we noticed a lot of athletes, certainly from my era, that were pretty intense athletes, you know, training really hard and such, tended to have some issue with their left descending aorta, or not aorta, artery. So that was sort of interesting. So fast forward 8 years. I'm suddenly getting familiar pains up here at rest. In fact, I was off at a friend's cottage, beautiful area called Blue Sea Lake in Quebec. And one evening, woke me up in the night, actually, woke me up in the middle of the night, and I just could not get rid of it. And I said, okay, we're heading back to home. And I checked into the emergency because my physician said, you know, there's not much I can do for you coming into the office. Why don't you go to emergency? I did. Thought I was going to be there for a 2 or 3 hour tour, and I was there for 5 days. When I checked in, hey, no factors. Let's see, blood pressure 117 over 70. Okay, resting pulse 59 or 60, depending on when they were taking it. 100% oxygen. What else? Well, just, and through all this time and course of action, all the blood, boy, they drew a lot of blood. Blood. All things were just spectacular except for one area. And that was a telltale blood enzyme that indicated some degree of heart, or in other words, cellular death of some part of the heart. It was low. Most people that check in will have something like, with a heart attack, will have like 500, you know. And I had 90 as a baseline. And most people's baseline as we walk through life is somewhere around 19, 20, just to give you perspective. But I went from 90, 3 hours later, they tested it, it was 70. So something had happened, something was going wrong. That's why they said, you know, something's going on, okay? Something is happening. There's no other cofactors. This is it. So off to the Heart Institute, that sort of thing. That just happened on Tuesday, Heart Institute. They're going in, they're looking at it, and they say, this just doesn't happen. You see, it was another over 95% occlusion to that artery. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, it was there. That was the first stent. They had a piggyback after that again on that. People don't survive that. We don't get to talk to anybody who has that. How is this even happening? How is that even possible? How do you go from 0% in that location to 95% in 8 years? What the heck is going on? And they went through it and they're looking at stuff. Obviously what I have is a physical abnormality, okay? In other words, that particular artery is not quite normal, kind of like a lot of things maybe with me. But It's not. And I don't know if this is a function of the things that we did in this tremendous amount of training that we did in the 70s, and our diets were like Mountain Dew and Twinkies. We thought pizza was a wholesome meal. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But all I know it's there, and I've alerted my brothers to it. Maybe it's genetic, hereditary. If they're experiencing anything, I got a little brother, not little brother, younger brother. How's that? That I know is training a lot along with his wife again. He too was a pretty elite athlete. So we'll see. But the bottom line is this. Here's the thing. Why do people get pissed off at me? Because I know why this is. I know why I survived. I know why. And it is the USANA difference. Making all the difference in the world. I mean all the difference in the world. The thing that allows me to be able to be placed in a place of jeopardy and yet be able to operate in a way that allows me to feel what the hell is going on, allows me to know that something's wrong, and be able to then identify it and have it rectified, rather than what would happen in a case like this. Like 99% of the time, what happens is the first symptom that people find out about is sudden death. Second time, 8 years, same location, same place, left descending, widowmaker, there, in place now. I feel like $1 million. I kind of did before too, till I got really still and calm. Yeah, I know people will be upset at this, because you're not supposed to say, well, this is my personal journey, okay? This is my personal deal. But it has ramifications to everybody, because when you provide an optimal cellular nutrition regimen for yourself, your body really, really, really wants to operate as best as possible and provide a youthful state of vigor and vitality. And if something's wrong, hopefully it gives you time to figure it out. You see, everything else, as you know, as I just going by that, everything else was just fine. There was no other indication of any sort. Zero. So I look at this and I go, this goes right along with all the athletes that I've worked with in the past. What do they see? They recover quicker from workouts. They have less injury. They don't get as ill as often. And they have greater mental clarity and focus. Yeah, optimal cellular nutrition. In this particular case, pliable vascular walls. A occlusion that is not set up to burst, to be able to fill that final 5% of little gap that's in that artery. Right now I guess I got something like 24 millimeters of metal running right down in a row in that piece. Yeah, why is that? Well, a structural anomaly. That's what I have in this particular case. But, Joe Henry Citizen walking around would know, but Joe Henry Citizen may not have that. But what they end up with is creating occlusions, because of lifestyle things, because of what we'll call the oxidation of low-density lipoproteins. That sort of thing goes on all the time, right? And ends up manifests itself as heart attacks or stroke or a whole host of things. Right? In this particular case, what do? We provide an environment that allows the body to operate, maintain an optimal state, NPR, right? Nourish and protect and renew at a cellular level, at a fundamental basis cellular level. I know that. It's not even speculation. I know that the only reason that I'm around is, as the head of cardiology said, I never get to talk to anybody like you. Because that guy's not capable of being able to talk back. That's why, because guess what? They've checked out. They're on their next journey to whatever. Okay? That's the thing. So, one final piece on that. So, the medical system, you talk about protocols, how much nonsense. I get this particular thing handed to me. Okay? So, for the rest of your life, we're going to recommend aspirin, ACE inhibitors, statins, and beta blockers. What I call, for all intents and purposes, for me, because there's not one indicator that says that I need this. Yeah, I'm taking a little aspirin for a while along with a platelet modulator, because I've got this metal thing in my heart until the walls can come and smooth around it, right? Could be susceptible to a little clotting, right? From platelet clotting because of turbulence, plus whatever else is happening in that area. But it's like it. So I'm asking the internist back at my main hospital here in town, like, what the hell is this all about? Like, why in the heck would I want to have blood pressure medication when I came in here with with good blood pressure. My injection fraction is high. In other words, each pump I have tremendous amount of blood that flows through without pump. Why are we dealing with this? What are we talking about cholesterol? Not only are my cholesterol numbers well within what they call their parameters, of healthy cholesterol, but we all know who's informed, it's never about the amount of cholesterol. It has everything to do with the oxidation of the cholesterol. And God knows the way that my cellular performance is on this. I don't have oxidation of my low density lipoprotein. So that's it. I mean, why would they do that to people? Because they're not treating the person as a person. In other words, the patient as a person. They're treating them just as part of a system. Well, that's not happening. You know what is happening, of course, is this Brilinta, okay, which is like a Plavix. And I'll be on that for a few months till things, totally heal up inside of here. But yeah, it's important. And yeah, it's important for people to know this. Because now you've got a first-hand story from somebody who said, you know what? You should, for all intents and purposes, statistically, it's just so insignificant the number of people that actually would be walking and talking right now. I am. And I knew enough about my body that something was wrong. But there were no other trigger points. But for you, and for anybody watching this, trust me when I say that a course of optimal cellular nutrition that doesn't come off the frickin' supermarket shelves or the drugstore shelves, okay, or your little Popeye shelves or all that kind of crap that goes on. We're talking about optimal cellular nutrition, proven, verified, to provide a course of wellness beyond anything that you can't even get from food unless you're eating 25,000 calories a day. And specialty, in other words, picking it out in a particular way so that it's all balanced and stuff. You can't get it. Yeah. So yeah, I run a protocol for myself for a long, long time. And yeah, it keeps me going. And yeah, I take no other medications now except this thing for my heart. That sort of thing. And there's no indication that I should be taking anything outside of that. And this was not caused by some sort of cellular nutrition deficit. This was a mechanical issue. But by God, so many people walking around the world today in a state of, I call, deficiency, not optimal, but deficiency. They're getting by until they die. Okay? It's not about that. It's about vigor and vitality. It's about being able to give yourself that opportunity to listen to yourself, to know that things are right or wrong, to be able to dig into it and live and bring a better day for both yourself and for everybody around you. So yeah, it's an amazing time. I am so grateful to be here. Beyond belief. And yeah, I'll share this story over and over again with people. Because if you don't, boy, oh boy, I think that's just as bad as creating a crime. It's through the deficiency information that can prevent just devastation to the individual and to the family around them. Okay, guys, that's it from Camp Cameron today. Grateful to be rolling and storming. Thanks for taking the time. Drop a note. Okay, everybody. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.